Romancing the Dungeon is a softcore D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters, and heartbreakers. This show is intended for mature audiences as it contains adult themes. Wait, I thought this shit was PG-13! Content warnings for specific episodes can be found in the episode description. I paid some girl I met on the street to do the recap, so I don't know. Here you go.
So you did it, right?
She was gone before we got there.
I think for the first time in a long time, we can take a breather.
Very small and quick.
Plan.
Where do we even start?
Oh, the copper rabbit. Summon it.
Hang on. I don't know if the being who has it can trace it.
Any news of above?
We're safe.
Okay.
For the moment. There were many in the city who felt His Majesty had begun to neglect his duties, his responsibilities to the people. While nobody would wish harm upon him, many were asking for change. Seeing how Oren took control, many do not wish to live in a Galeshire controlled by fear. Where were the two people I put watching the four of you? Where's Zach and Jess? Are you lonely, miserable, or just plain horny? Well, you've taken the first steps to solving your problems. At least your dating ones. Welcome to D8, devoted desire to dreamy or dirty, dapper dates for dejected daters. My name is Roz Grapers, founder, CEO, and love wizard. She is everywhere. She is nowhere. She is all-knowing, all-seeing, a feminine, feline force of nature. Her essence, unpredictable, untamable, unmistakable, but definitely horny. Introducing Essence by Roz Grapers and endorsed by Ajalia Steele. Perfection in a bottle. What goal are you working towards right now?
Life has a funny way of putting multiple goals in front of you at the same time. And I find in those situations, Roz, it's best to break it down. So I need to find Fia. To do that, I need to help.
She's just in the other room.
Oh.
Spoilers, Casper. Spoilers.
Bruno. I mean, I'd be tempted to do another, but I think that's perfect.
Right now, I think my priority is probably saving the Grove. But in order to do that, I need to find Fia.
This whole confusing thing. Fia, you're from Tezrab.
So I believe that, much like AJ stated, there's many goals in life. And I believe that we don't really rise to the height of our goals, but we fall to the level of our systems. And so I'm really sort of working on myself right now, working on how I can create the systems in which that will help me overcome any goal or any obstacle. And actually, AJ gave me this great book. It's, 12 Simple Rules for Life? I can't remember who the author was. I don't know, something about lobsters. It's weird. But yeah, I'm just kind of working on me right now.
Just to surmise, every hole is a goal. Okay. Just say the line.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of holes.
Wow.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Okay, listen, we're in this cave, right? We got to get out of the cave, but we got to stick together. We got to be safe. So everyone needs to have their weapons on them all the time. We're going to blast our way out of this cave, but only if it's safe to do so. Otherwise, we're going to dig very slowly and very carefully out of the cave. We're going to get to the surface, and we're going to put AJ on the ground like a sniffer dog. He's going to find Fia. We're going to find Fia. We're going to take her somewhere safe, and we're all just going to hunker down forever.
That was surprisingly concise.
Yeah, did you?
Shut up, Clodagh.
Who are you and what have you done with the pesta?
You are all still gathered in kind of like the little canteen mess hall area here in the old catacombs. McGucket sweating profusely at the idea of Mrs. McGucket finding out that he has lost the children. Brother Ragnar of the Moon's Shadow has been telling you kind of about the troubles that the camp are facing, that there's so many passageways that they're trying to barricade to prevent the army and the city guard from getting through. They're looking for an exit. Their supplies are running low. And there's a kind of an emergency is building. And the four of you are still wondering where Fia has gone.
When Fia is not on screen, everyone should be asking, where is Fia?
Wait. I'm sorry, who? Nate, Ivan, give me a perception check at advantage.
Perception check at advantage. Yes, sir. So that is a 22.
Mm.
You are obviously enthralled at all the information that is being given to you. It just so happens you're staring past everybody because you're so concentrating the entire time on James Flamesworth, or Jimjam Flimflam, as he's known to his customers. That you kind of, everything is kind of that, just that kind of white noise kind of in your ears. And you see him, you watch the little kobold kind of like he's tasting the gruel from thing and kind of smacking his lips. And you do see a little twinkle in his eyes when he hops down from his stool and he disappears a little further into the kind of like the little area that he's fixed into a back kitchen. He's kind of gone down a small little hallway.
Get that bag.
I follow him.
Nate, are you going looking for... He has actually been experiencing this sort of disassociation. AJ and Clodagh and I are quite concerned, but I think it best, Mr. McGucket, to just let Ivan find himself, or Nate find themselves. So you're just getting up and
off.
Okay.
Let's get the bag.
so you're going just investigating like around the kind of his kitchen.
Oh no,
area?
I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
I'm going to see where he's going.
Give me a stealth roll. While Nate Ivan is doing that, what's everybody else doing? I think it's just Nate right now, right? Like Ivan's very much in the Mind Palace. Okay,
He is, yes.
So what's everybody else doing at this stage?
So we're all kind of discussing just everything going on in the camp and all the issues. Okay. I think Hephaestus' goal is kind of get out. So she just kind of looks at the few of them that are talking to her and she's like, okay, so can we damage our way out? Can we blast our way out? Can we do this violently, or is that too dangerous? Like, how sturdy is everything? Are we going to get heard?
McGucket kind of like, he winces and he's like, see, you're a lady that thinks a lot like McGucket. I thought we'd just blow a hole in the blasted wall, but Mr. Fancy Pants Bobo reckons we'd bring the entire catacombs down on top of ourselves. So, and I have to say, in my exploration of the cavern, that the fella is probably right.
Right. Okay.
There is, and again, he looks down that kind of pathway. There is one way, but it ain't exactly the safest, and we probably couldn't transport everybody at the same time. And he kind of looks to her brother Ragnar. I would suggest you avoid, it's known as the Swirly Whirl. Yeah, and he does. He kind of, as he says it, it's where the river disappears. There is a network of caverns. Aegelius, you would have learned of them in your lessons, that serpent under the city and into the Dragon's Back Mountains. And there are rumors that many a Visagian spy used these tunnels to infiltrate the city. many, many, many years ago, before the peace treaty.
Is there any merit to that, AJ, do you think?
What's the catacombs here? For my mental map, is it fair to place the map of Galeshorter City and just sort of in or around, just drop it down a level?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's that thing of like there's Galeshire, there's the kind of the network of sewers, because you even know that the prison is built under the city, and for whatever natural disaster or reasons, Galeshire, the current city, is built on the ruins, because you do have Ye Old Castle, so part of the old city seems to have sunk beneath the ground.
And the swirly whirly, is it fair to say that's by Dragon's Tears? Is that where that
it's
is?
coming from? It's that river, so
Okay.
it's that sort of after the waterfall, the river cascades under the city. It is probably snaking back toward, like, we'll say, kind of southeast.
And then just with the swirly whirly, is it safe for men to go through, or is the swirly whirly girly?
You're not in the scene.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon.
I'll ask. So for the I think so. And actually, if it's by the waterfall, the noise, if we are blasting our way out, could be covered by the sound of the waterfall itself. Although we would be creating a larger hole for a lot of water to flood down here. So here would become sort of inhabitable by anyone who stayed. Although there is sort of cave systems, like, dangerous and slippery, you can imagine, with the moisture in the air. But it is our safest way into the mountains. And once we get into the mountains, well, I know them like the back of my hand. Ask me. And AJ holds up his hand, but he's showing the back to Hephaestus.
She's like, and looks back to my cocket.
Well, if we're taking a vote, and Ragnar just kind of like winces a little, the river is the least of our worries. The deeper into the catacombs, who knows what we would find.
Oh, there are stories they tell kids to keep them out of the catacombs, Brother Ragnar. They don't exist.
What do they say is down there?
It's not even important to...
I think we should be prepared.
Well, we should be prepared for things like water. If there's any spellcasters who can cast like things that can help people with water, and rocky terrain, it is dangerous, but monsters, no. I know these. I used to come down here as a kid. It was fine.
Fuck's wrong with you?
I like exploring. It's kind of how I got. You want to see my badges?
No.
He does. He has a little badge. Flash of badges.
God.
Most of them are for helping the elderly.
What kind of monsters?
There are stories that are uttered to children that the catacombs are unsafe. Everything from the undead to monstrous oozes, hobgoblins, whatever goes bump under the night and lives under your bed, you'll find down here.
I mean, we've handled slimes and incubuses and succubuses and hags. Okay, will we go
We could scout ahead.
just check it out?
Yeah.
And see what's possible?
Very well, though it still doesn't solve the issue of our supplies.
It will if we can get out.
And how do you think we'll feed everybody?
You'd forage in the mountains. You'll find more food in the mountains than you'll find down here in the catacombs. There's flora, fauna. I can show you some of the best hunting spots.
AJ makes like all natural pies every morning when he wakes up.
Yeah.
Enough about his bowel movements, okay?
Seems that you know best.
I'm not saying it that way, but I am saying if the city's on lockdown, if they've got the city on lockdown and you want to make your way out of here, then the mountain seems like the safest place, because they won't come looking for you, but they will come looking here. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm just saying it's better than sitting here like an animal that sits, like an animal you'd hunt, but it would just be sitting there. You know what I mean?
Do they not have ducks in Gilshire?
Ducks, yes. Yeah.
A sitting dunk.
Then I will see what myself and a few other members of the various temples, we are less likely to draw attention. We will go above and see what we can gather. If you were to scout, I would suggest try and clear a path. When I return, and he kind of looks to McGucket, and when we found the kids, we're leaving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it's agreed. And Ragnar kind of nods, and he kind of gets up from the table, bows to all of you again, and you see him kind of just trot on down the road a little bit, and he starts talking to a group of some of the other kind of people down here, and they're all kind of agreement, and they're largely kind of brothers and sisters from the various temples. Again, you see a smattering of different colored robes, and he kind of gives you all kind of the just kind of a not a full nod, but kind of and they head off. Amongst them, there is a really dirty looking Earth Ganassi. Old, wizened, cruddy looking fella who walks towards one of the cave walls, just puts his hands up onto it. You see a few of the sisters wince, and a few kind of waft the air a little as he toots, and then he literally pulls open the earth, the rock, and he ushers everybody inside. As Tuk Tuk takes Ragnar up surface. Okay. He is going to go look for supplies that they might be able to bring back. Nate, what did you get on your stealth check?
23.
Jimjam, never see him coming.
Jimjam.
I am the night. You cannot catch me. You try to hold on to me, I'm smoke. All I look for is the dipper. The big dipper.
Nate, you're skulking down. It is a kind of a hallway. It's quite narrow, and you see the kobold kind of in front of you. His hand is on the wall, kind of traipsing, and he ducks down behind a small space.
Yeah.
It's quite low. You see him kind of dip down, and he kind of crawls under.
Oh.
He hasn't seen you at all.
Okay. This is me working my way up the corridor.
So stealthy.
You know they add sound effects in post, right?
Yeah, I know.
Not those.
I add them in production. I add sound effects in production, okay? I'm trying to make their job easier.
I would just like an echo put on those sounds and we'll just go for it. Yeah.
And I approach where he dipped under.
There's a small crevice. You can, as you kind of dip down low, you can just see his little feet. He's scuttling about, and then he moves further in, and there's a tang on the air.
I try to identify the tang.
I mean, perception, I guess?
Okay.
Roll for sniff.
15.
It's really weird. It is at first as you kind of like the little sniff that you do, it's acidic. It's really acidic to the point that that might actually be caustic as you are snorting the air. And then immediately it is followed by quite a fishy smell, like the sea, and that lingers heavily inside your nose.
Is Jimjam still in that space? He's moved through, has he?
He's gone in under that like little crawl space.
Yes.
And you saw him in that room for a second. You saw his feet anyway, and then he slipped away.
Can I fit into that crawl space? Can I get in there? Am I?
You can kind of crawl under.
I'm gonna crawl under.
What's your AC?
18.
You scurry under, and when you do, he misses as the kobold goes to bonk you on the head with a ladle.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Jimjam.
No, I'm Mr. James Flamesworth.
Jimjam, look me in the eyes.
CEO, founder, and chef.
Okay then. If we want to maintain this act, Jimjam.
James Flamesworth.
Sure. I'm gonna need a dip or two to maintain your identity.
I don't know what it is that you are talking about. And as it's about the same size actually as the little kitchen space he had out in the mess hall area. There are lots of little pots all sitting on flames. They're literally like little firestones. They're all bubbling. They're all hissing. There's steam coming out of one. There's steam coming into another one. There's a big sign over it that says Jimjam Flimflam's kitchen. Keep out. This means you. And there's various sort of implements, accoutrements, ingredients, many of which you have seen before. Other things that are very, very alien to you.
Okay. Can I kind of get up into the room and stand up into the room?
You'll have to squat. Like it's like Nate's 6'3", 6'4". Yeah. You're going to be squatting. Like the room, if you were 5'10", you'd be bumping your head. So you're kind of low.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sort of down on one knee. I'm like, well, James, and I sort of gesture towards the Jimjam Flimflam's kitchen sign. Be a shame if these jars, jams, chutneys, and preserves were to, I don't know. And I sort of, like a cat, sort of gesture a hand forward and start to
see beads of sweat on his forehead.
Tip, and sort of I edge it toward the edge of the counter. I line up another one and I edge it up to the edge of the counter. Oh, I've got such a long reach in this room. Take 2 more jars and I edge them.
Oh, please.
To the edge.
Please, no, please.
I mean, it would be a shame if these preserves, these chutneys, these jams, having been poured over, I can see blood, sweat, and tears in each of the mixes.
That was done with permission.
Oh, my arm is getting awful tired.
Oh, okay.
If only there were 2.
I give you monster. Whatever you do, please push the jars back.
Let me see the sack.
They are untested.
The jars?
Yes. They are a new recipe. A friend of mine, Jimjam Flimflam, purveyor of jams, preserves, conserves, chutneys, is thinking of expanding into curds. And as such, he has tasked me, his friend and associate, Mr. Flamesworth,
yes,
who happened to be down here looking for ingredients to mind his kitchen. And if anything were to happen to his curds, anything could happen to The people near the curds.
Oh. Well, I guess we have. Have you ever heard of a little something called mutually assured destruction? James Flamesworth.
Well, we briefly dated. It ended amicably.
I'm going to cut to the chase, Jimjam. I'm going to need a dip for myself and each of my companions who aren't here at the moment. And let me tell you, they can come rolling up at any second. Okay? So I'm going to need to see the sack. I'm going to need to take some dips. Or else the curds get it. Yeah.
He wanders a little further into the kitchen and like under a counter, like it's a counter. It's a piece of flotsam sitting on some rocks that the pots are on, and he kind of sticks his hand in under it and he kind of reaches and he rummages around and he does pull out a sack. The rules still apply though.
So I need to buy one jar.
You need to buy a jar, one per customer,
Yes.
and then you can have a dip.
Well, as I say, I'm dipping for each of my companions, so I'll make 4 purchases, one for each of us, and I will dip on their behalf.
You are one customer.
I am one associate.
No, you are one
Sort of
body.
Behalf. This is sort of a what we're doing here. This is what's known as B2B. You're operating from a B2C. Well, I'm sort of the face of a group of a business. So this is business to business operations. Okay, you're operating off B2C, which is business to customer. Okay, so we need to look at each other as peers here, and you need to treat me as such. Otherwise, my fingers may get a little bit slippy. So I'll be buying wholesale from you. And as such, I would hope that the dips reflect the wholesale purchase.
Give me a persuasion check.
I really want to lie right now. Because, as a bard, and for my own particular play style, I have a really high modifier, which is plus 14. So really, any roll I could make is gonna sort of lend itself to having it made any check. Unfortunately, this time, because I'm so honest, and I could absolutely lie right now, but I won't, because I'm just a good guy, and I just want everyone to remember that I'm sort of being honest. Is that I rolled an actual one, but so I got a 15, is what I'm saying. So I have a modifier of plus 14, so I got a 15.
I think that's really good role play.
Yeah.
And as per the rules of inspiration, I'm able to give my inspiration to another player if I think there's really good role play happening. And I thought that was such a growth moment. So I'm happy to mark the inspiration off my character sheet and transfer it across to... I just thought that was really sweet.
I appreciate it, because I'm just trying to look
You've
up
given me a fucking ulcer.
I'm trying to look out for my
I actually think that's really good too. So no, I'm just
trying to look out for my compatriots here, because right now they're trying to deal with a very serious situation of some missing children and a missing friend. And I'm just trying to make sure that we're well equipped for the journey ahead.
You don't give a shit. You've just never won the lucky dip, and you just want to do 4 fucking lucky dips.
Yeah, but on behalf of
You don't. You're going to keep the shit yourself. We all know it.
It's B2B.
Stop saying that. It's not. It's me to me. So, you have inspiration. Roll again.
So I've got 21. Okay, so I've got it. But it was a 7, and I got really scared because I thought it was another one.
7 and 1 do look very similar.
Yes, yeah.
He looks at you, and in all the years of running his business, Jimjam Flimflam has never once given in to the demands of a customer for another dip, another jar. It's the one rule he swore to himself he would never, ever break. A promise he made to himself. Seeing you with your hand dangling the jars of curd precariously on the edges of the little countertop. He's unwilling to call you out on your bluff. He doesn't know you. You're a deranged lunatic that appeared in his kitchen. And he breaks the promise to himself.
Do you feel bad now?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He holds the sack in one hand and he points to the kind of the 4 jars that you have swooped around your hand. And you have managed to grab, it's again, he only ever really has 2 on sale at any given time. He was experimenting with.
Oh, God.
You brought this on yourselves. Red cap jelly and mind flare curd.
Sexy.
And again, he holds his hand out for the purchase. 25 gold pieces each.
Didn't plan that far ahead, did you?
No, I'll no, yes, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I will give you 100 gold pieces.
Okay. And
I'm doing it.
Which do you have?
I have 190.
Oh.
in this sort of standoff of mutually assured destruction, you see him kind of still locking eyes with you, still holding the sack in one hand, with his other free hand kind of paw around the counter as he finds a small little woven basket with 4 little slots for the jars to pop into.
So convenient.
Very convenient. It's actually quite cute as well. His mom makes them in her spare time. She's a weaver.
What's her name?
Mrs. Flamesworth.
Yes. Like that, he gestures the little basket towards you. As you pick up the red cap jelly, it's actually quite cute. Real heavy. Like it's a tiny little jar. You'd probably get maybe 3 tablespoons out of it. It is. Give me a athletics check.
Oh my god.
Athletics.
Are you saying cap or cat?
Cap.
Okay.
Red cap.
Good.
7.
You can't lift it.
Oh my god.
You can't actually lift the jar off the table. It was that thing of like you swooped it.
Mm.
Those 2 jars are more or less exactly where they were when you kind of went to drag them. They're like, well, I've got the other 2 on the edge. The mind flare curd, it is a toxic yellow. And for a moment, you're pretty sure, as you kind of, just get those first. Pretty sure you saw something writhe in the curd, something wriggle in the curd.
Delicious.
They're, again, probably roughly around the same size. These are all little samples that he's been kind of trying to perfect. He leaves you with the jars, and then he holds the sack out. Give me a roll of a d20.
Just a flat roll, is it?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. 7.
You plunge your hand in with all the grace and dexterity of someone who has done this not once, but twice before. It is cold, it is wet, it is sticky, it is familiar. You grab something, you pull it out, and it is just a soiled rag that just says, try harder.
And they're just going to go, like, oh, that's the rush, baby. Oh, that's the rush. Okay, I ready myself for a second pull. Roll again. Okay, that's 15.
As you kind of like shake it off, kind of like it's all in the wrist, and you plunge it back in, Jimjam winces, and you grab something. It's that thing. Oh, it felt on my fingertips. You pull, and you yank out a very small ball.
Small ball.
Yeah, the small ball.
What is it? What does it do?
Oh, in time it'll get bigger,
Oh.
and then you have one big ball.
I like the small ball. Pop that into my jacket pocket and ready myself for pull number 3. That's a 4.
Again, feeling the sort of, yeah, I got this. I've got a small ball in my pocket. You don't even think about it. Your fingers tickle the edge and they slide in. You rummage around. Oh, this feels interesting. This is a different texture before. You pull it out and it's a used tissue.
Oh. Okay, great. I'll just put that. Just pop that there.
Yeah,
just down there.
Jimjam picks it up, blows his nose in it.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay.
Do you need a sound effect for that?
Last one.
I know a guy.
Now, I just want to, to maintain good customer relations, well, business relations, really. Actually, I do recommend you talk to McGucket about B2B versus B2C sort of structuring of your business. I think there's a lot more money to be made for you in this industry if you take more of a B2B approach. Would you like to, I don't know, and particularly for the advice I've given, give me an extra dip on top of this next one, just because I may have transformed your life and maybe made you millions and millions.
He is non-responsive.
Is he catatonic?
Yeah. You think about that. You think about
Painfully
that.
quiet.
Yeah, you think about that.
Bye, Sam.
Bye,
No, that's
really
fun. I really like
Yeah.
it. D&D's just not for me.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. That's a wrap on Sam.
Could someone check? What Sam rolled?
It was a natural one again. It was a natural one.
Okay,
Uh-oh. You got second.
I still have ball.
I'm going to pause the recording.
Oh, God.
Oh.
So, there was a brief interlude there while, because one, didn't expect you to get 4 dips. 2, figured you'd get 1 and I just needed to come up with a handful of small things. You got the small ball. Kudos.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
But Greedy Guts, and I don't even think it's Naven. Naven? There it is. I don't even think it is Nate. I think it's Sam. I think Sam's a bit of a Greedy Guts.
I think we determined that a long time ago.
Is about to learn a lesson of
No.
fuck around and find out. Because
It's fine. I'll spin it somehow.
as you and it's a thing of like you're making direct eye contact with Jimjam Flimflam now as you wriggle your fingers inside. And it's a thing of wait, the last couple times I've plunged and I've not done anything. So now it's kind of a case of I'm going to swoosh and swirl. And you can see something in Jimjam as you're doing so. It's a thing of like, hang on a second. Like he's not breaking eye contact. It's almost like he's here, but he's not here. And you just see a single tear roll down his face as the whole, like all the kind of all the cauldrons, all the jars, all the tools, the ingredients, all of them start to like shake and rattle. And then they all lift up. And Jimjam steps back, holding the sack between you, like your hand in it, he's lifted it up. And without saying anything, he shakes his head and he yanks the sack back and he throws it open. Like he literally pulls the threads open. And all of the cauldrons, the jars, and ingredients, tools, equipment, the sign, his apron, he's now standing there naked, are all he's got his little chef hat on. But obviously, he's not
Maintain
naked.
some modesty.
Are all sucked into the bag. You are a bad customer. You're a mean customer. And Jimjam's gonna take his products and services somewhere he'll be appreciated. And as you see all these things getting sucked, and you actually kind of feel it pulling on you a little, Nate. Like you kind of feel like, whoa, holy crap. Dirt and like the rocks, the room are shaking now and everything. He, with his little claw, just cuts through the air and a little portal opens up. He steps through, pulling the bag with him, and then he chucks it kind of half at you, and you are enveloped in Jimjam Flimflam's sack. And for a moment, everything goes dark, and then you can feel loads of tiny little hands grabbing, pulling, touching, nibbling, fingering at you. Like they're all.
Is it like the scene in the labyrinth where she falls down?
Yes, it's that. It's more of a whimsical thing than a creepy.
Sure, yeah, okay.
It's whimsy.
Yeah, because that wasn't terrifying or anything.
All right, I'm a whimsy boy.
And you do they're at first it's like, oh, get off me, oh, stop touching me. They're actually they're pulling at your clothes, and you are now spinning because you're being pulled in all different manners of directions, and you can actually feel these creatures running past you, and something yanks over your head. Someone's pulling at your boots, and then your pants come off, and then pants are pulled on. Your boots are put back on, and everything feels a little tight, a little snug. Something is shoved into your hand, and then the cloth is just lifted off your head, and you're standing in this small empty cave. There isn't a trace or sign of Flimflam Jimjam anywhere to be seen. You're not wearing your clothes. You're wearing armor, and it fits you. And oh my, let's just say it doesn't leave much to the imagination. You are wearing the armor of compensating for something. As the arms are slightly bigger than yours. You're belted in, so don't worry, it's not going to come off loose, but your muscles look much bigger. The crotch, well, that's the centerpiece of this armor. It is
As it should be.
bulging.
It is like the labyrinth.
It is like labyrinth.
There's a hand underneath my crotch. Just juggling the testicles.
The one small ball.
That's what it was.
And it is a thing of as you're looking down, it's all you just see crotch. And
Can you not see past it? Your feet are gone.
You are wearing this bulging armor. It does look. It's like small man in the big suit kind of a thing. But in your hand, you're again. It's a very similar hilt to your rapier, but it's a short sword, and it feels faintly powerful. As you draw it from its sheath, there's just this masterful sort of swing. But it's about 4 inches.
Yes.
As you hold the swing and a miss short sword. Plus 5 damage. Minus 5 to hit. It's a painfully shy sword. And it gets smaller in cold terrain.
Very good.
Once per day, you'll roll on a table for a resistance. And you'll gain resistance to that damage type.
Sweet.
But you'll take double the damage.
Wait, what? So instead of being resistant to it, I'll take double it.
No, you'll be resistant to it, but you'll take double the damage.
So it evens out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
nothing happens.
Because you're compensating for something.
Okay, right. Okay.
You are adorned with 2 cursed items. We cut back to we do cut back to the small canteen area, and AJ, Hephaestus, and Clodagh, you've seen Ragnar has left. McGucket is kind of pacing back and forth. So who's coming to help me find Ike and Jess?
I will.
Okay. Clodagh?
Should we maybe check out? Okay, look, I don't like the idea of splitting up, so we need to buddy system. I have a bit of rope. If we could just tie ourselves to each other so nobody gets lost, and then AJ and I might go check out the.
How much rope have you got on you exactly?
I'm not saying all 4 of us, but
okay.
you, McGucket, and Clodagh, just make sure you don't lose each other. And then if anything happens, somebody can alert, and AJ and I will tie ourselves together. Where's Nate?
Where is Nate?
Clink, 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 clink. What's up?
What are you wearing? What happened to your armor?
It's just a new look that I'm sporting. I did a couple of lucky dips and worked out pretty well.
It was Jimjam.
It was Jimjam.
I know it was
Yeah, he's
Jimjam.
gone now, though.
Did you get me any jam?
Do I have the jams?
Yeah, you have your 3 jars of jam. You have one of the red caps, the red cap jelly, and you have 2 Mind Flayer curd.
Okay. I got you some curds, jams, jellies, chutneys, and preserves. Okay. I mean, please. I have 3 jars, 3 of you guys. So, and I
Oh, nice.
hold out the basket with the 3 of them.
Is that curd?
Those are some curds.
Nice.
Brand new. They're not even on the market yet.
Oh. Hey, just gonna grab a curd.
Oh God. Okay. Well, the other 2 are still in the basket. Can I like perception which one might kill me and which one might help me?
Yeah,
Assuming there's a difference.
give me a perception check, I guess.
Because I know they can be good and I know they can be bad. Oh God, I have a terrible perception. Okay, it's time for the big dice.
Oh.
Ooh.
3.
Any pluses?
Nope. That was with the plus.
Okay, so it is that sort of overcome thing here.
Mhm.
Of the 2, which of these are you kind of most drawn to? The red cap jelly, which is that it is adorable looking. Like
Okay.
it does look like
Yeah.
a little red cap mushroom,
Okay.
but it's like solid in a jar.
Okay.
And the other one is this sort of phosphorus yellow, almost kind of, that highlighter yellow that's
Mm.
visibly
Yeah.
green, that color.
Okay.
And you definitely see it jiggling.
Okay. I think she's going to overthink this and the cute one must be dangerous. So we're going to take the one that's moving on its own.
Okay. So Hephaestus and AJ both have Mind Flare curd.
Yeah.
So are you taking the...
Yeah.
So you're all just going to knock them.
No, I'm just taking it and
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to look at the jar and be like, this
Well-
is edible?
Give me an athletics check.
Well, that's a 7.
Well,
Yeah,
Any
you can't-
pluses?
You can't... Yeah, well, if...
2.
9?
Yeah.
No, you can't get it out of the basket. Like, it's on the table, but you can't get it out.
What is in this thing?
curd.
You know what? You can keep that one. Thanks, though.
I'm going to open the jar and give it a sniff. What kind of notes are...
As you open the jar, a voice whispers.
I just kind of lean over it. Hello?
It's silent, but you do see there's definitely something swimming around in it.
Touch the top with my finger.
Something touches you back from underneath, from under the surface. It doesn't break.
I
It
put
doesn't
the
break.
lid back on and I put it in my bag. We're going to hold on to that.
So, Nate, the plan is for maybe yourself, Clodagh, and McGucket to go find Ike and Jess. I would go, but McGucket said for me to stay away from those kids. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
and then myself and Hephaestus are going to check potential escape routes for everyone here.
As AG's explaining this, I'm walking around behind them, tying like rope to their wrists and tying them all together. And
Okay.
Clodagh,
Mhm.
you're from the Grove, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone from the Grove know how to produce? I used to hang with this guy, one of the kind of squad. Every morning he'd be able to make things called good berries. And they were like delicious little berries and they were kind of sustain you for a day. But if we're looking for food, it's like there's magical ways around foraging.
My granny can do it, but I can't.
But would you know how to recognize someone here in our kind of little camp that could?
Declan.
are you saying there's some asshole here who just has not offered up the ability to feed people?
Sometimes people don't show you their talents until asked, and that's just their own shyness. And I think that's okay.
Yeah. And generally people who know how to forage tend to hide their light under a bushel.
Get it.
Like, short of going up and asking somebody, like you don't.
Like, are you asking me, do I recognize anyone from the Grove?
I'm
Or-
asking you if you recognize anyone with like Druidic or Arcane or
Declan's like, no.
Without doing a detect magic, you're not really. It's not that thing of like they look like they're a druid.
No, not really.
Okay, so just to get this clear, the plan is Hephaestus and AJ are going to go scout towards the swirly whirly.
Yeah, very serious plan. Excuse you.
And McGucket, Nate, and Clodagh are going to go look for Ike and Jess.
Yep.
As the kind of like Hephaestus, you finish tying everybody together. A couple of some of the other people living in the camp kind of approach. You kind of see some kind of distraught, kind of fraught looking parents. You haven't happened to see little Siobhan, little Mikey, no, by any chance? You know, some of the other kids?
No.
No.
Do I know Siobhan and Mikey from the Junior Night Scouts? What? Well, I take this game very seriously.
He's in a Big Brother program. Okay?
You do, like, again, they wouldn't have been in your group because your group wouldn't go missing.
No.
But yeah, they're then, like, again, when you recognize the parents. Oh yeah, they're kind of from the same neighborhood. Yeah, you know, little Siobhan and little Mikey.
We haven't seen them, but we can keep an eye out for them.
Okay. And they kind of, they're very kind of worried looking.
Sure, kids run off and go missing all the time. I'm sure they'll come back.
I used to play down here as a kid all the time. It's generally quite safe down here.
They do kind of go off in their own little groups, kind of like they're checking some of the buildings. They're checking places where kids would hide. So we'll deal with. I think we'll deal with McGucket, Clodagh, and Nate first, looking for Ike and Jess. And yeah, McGucket kind of like scratching his head. Well, they couldn't have come back through the way we came because, well, I'd have seen them. Whereabouts did you last let them off?
We were in that room, and then Nate scared them away, and then they were following us to the mess hall, if that's what you want to call this place. So
It is a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very easy. These kids went missing all the time. I could just cast locate object, look for Ike's little nerd robe, and then we got him. It's fine.
She made that herself.
Cool.
She did excellent work.
Well, maybe she should be a seamstress instead of a cleric.
It just happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't have to own the object.
Just describe her name and object that is familiar to you.
Okay.
So I really took it in because I was like, what a fucking nerd.
Only because you did lambast a child
So thoroughly.
Yeah, for the clothes that she was wearing that you've now since learned she made herself.
Yeah, I was preparing to read her, so it was that thing where it's like I need to take in as much of this as possible so that I can tear it down
Yeah.
as effectively as possible. So as long as it's within 1,000 feet of me.
At first, it's a thing of like, it's coming from the path that AJ and Hephaestus are. It's in that general direction. They seem to have one, or that's where Ike seems to be, but she's not moving. So it's within 1,000 feet, and you know the direction. It's in the same direction that the other group are going.
Oh, great. Yeah, look, she's that away. And she's not moving, so we'll just...
What do you mean she's not moving?
She's standing still.
Have you ever known Ike to stand still?
Maybe she's crying again. I've broken down in tears because of AJ's bullying.
Nagaka just kind of like rustles himself up and kind of fixes and swinging the pickaxe over his shoulder. You said this way?
Yeah.
And he just starts moseying down the road as quickly as he can.
presumably he catches up to us then moseying in down the road.
Yeah, it's that thing of you, because you're kind of taking it slow. You're kind of scouting. You turn around because you hear footsteps behind you, and kind of behind you, you do see McGucket already red in the face and puffing. And just behind him, then Nate and Clodagh.
You guys coming this way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then we don't need to split up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to go get Ike's over here, so we're just going to go get her.
Do you need a hand? If that's it, we can just go if it's the same direction. We can all just...
I mean, do we want to scout along the way for...
You can see AJ see someone jogging and he is itching. He's like, seems like there's a jog happening, so I don't know. I just need that dip.
I mean, I guess if we want to book it straight for the swirly whirly instead of scouting along the way for anything else that could be helpful, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Well, how far away is this kid?
Ike.
Bless you.
Do I know roughly how many feet?
So it doesn't stipulate that you get the exact measurement of it, but you know she's within your range.
Yeah.
But here's the situation. As they catch up to ye, and it's that sort of, well, we're all going in the same direction, we must keep going. That path, that road suddenly becomes very, very narrow, to the point that it is almost impossible to walk shoulder to shoulder. You're going to have to take kind of single file, and like McGucket kind of just, you hear him kind of a lot of the passages down here kind of get a little squeezed, and he kind of sucks his gut in a little bit, and he's now kind of like half body turn as he kind of scoots through. This small kind of narrow passageway continues for quite a bit, and then it opens up into a large cavern, and there are dozens of caves and caverns and hallways splintering off of it. You clearly hear the sound of the river that is traveling kind of southeast. Now there's about 4 different passageways that you could take, but the sound of the river, AJ, to your ear, that direction. Ivan, the ping from locate object, they went straight ahead.
Okay.
Oh, so I guess we are splitting up. Oh, that's a shame. Kind of hoping we get a little squad going.
I mean, we're all going to regroup in
yeah, totally. Yeah.
20 minutes, would we?
Regroup here.
Regroup here.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Shout, scream very loudly if anybody finds any trouble. Just
I'd know it's probably more than 20 minutes down. Like, our road is probably an hour and a bit.
Yeah, again, it's that sort of, if it's going to wind and loop back and go under, you don't know how long you could be. I mean, you can say we're going to go for 20 minutes and come back.
Professor, we might be longer than 20 minutes, but we'll be back within...
I mean, we can regroup
2 hours?
in the
Yeah,
camp. Just take the kids home and...
Oh, if you see 2 other kids, Siobhan and Mikey, bring them back to the camp too. Their parents are really worried. We're them more than... I mean, kids are kids.
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Kids all look the same.
Well, these ones are around yay high, and he gives the average kid yay. And they're younger. And one's a little girl and one's a little boy.
Beautiful details, AJ.
I mean, if you find any kids in the caves, bring them back to the camp.
That's fair enough.
They could be changelings.
Throw them in the trolley well, eh?
If they drowned, they were innocent. And our badsies.
Invest, do you need anything before? It's not going to be dangerous or anything, but any prep before we go?
I'm prepped, and she's like got her sickle in one hand and fire in the other. I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah,
me
let's.
too.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys back here in a while.
Yeah. I start applying, what's the non-branded name for Vaseline? But I start putting petroleum jelly on my lips and say, I'm also prepped.
Where did you get that from?
There's jellies on the wall. Ooh, free Vaseline.
Oh, no, I hate that.
It's Nate who did it.
Your lips do tingle. Like as you do like take a smudge off the wall and apply it to your lips.
Yeah.
There is that's tingly. That's maybe it's menthol.
Maybe it's not.
McGucket, again, fixing his hat. Just, you said this way?
Yes, yeah.
And he, again, moseys on down towards that central, there is a central kind of feed here. And there are smaller ones, but he's heading in that direction. You see him kind of looking, he's kind of scanning the ground a small bit. This way, they definitely went, and he's kind of pointing at the very obvious tracks now in the kind of the muck and the mud. I found him, and he kind of points, and it lines up with your locate object. Some way down the passageway, you can hear, somewhere down the back, as you are following behind McGucket, and you can kind of hear him kind of huffing and puffing and wheezing and, okay, Mrs. McGucket might have been right. Okay, when I get back to Tezrab, I'm going to walk every day. No more carriages to work for McGucket. But give me perception checks, the pair of you.
21.
Okay.
23.
Ooh.
As the pair of you are staring over McGucket's shoulder, you can kind of see that this path, this network of the tunnel has kind of led into another part of the catacombs or the fallen city. And you can clearly make out like a kind of a very old building that has kind of been buried by the rubble and debris and muck and everything. What your eyes are drawn to, though, is just in what may have been like a small square or courtyard, just sort of set there. You clearly see Ike's robes, the hood pulled up, motionless. They don't react as you draw closer. They didn't seem to respond to your footsteps. And as McGucket goes to say something, you can hear him clear his throat a little. Something in the dark moves. And then there is just this high-pitched screech as this huge, fat, black shadow comes leaping out of the dark on top of Ike. And that's where we'll leave this episode. You've been listening to Romancing the Dungeon with Amber, Sam, Ben, Eilish, Louise, and me, Declan, your Dungeon Master. Fight for Each Other, our theme song, is by Stephen Tynan with vocals by Abby Soiree. Title card and artwork is by Dahi C Designs. Yeah, I think big tonal shift. I think we all need a little bit of a breather after the heavy finale to that first Fia arc. Don't get your hopes up too long. The heaviness is just right around the corner again, so hold on to the joy for the rest of this ride. We're back in 2 weeks' time for the next episode. Before that, I am just going to quickly remind you that this podcast grows when you tell people about it. If you have 2 minutes and you want to leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is that you listen to this show, that would be great. I know myself and the team would really, really appreciate it, and we love seeing your feedback, and we love seeing how you feel about the show and the characters. Check us out on social media at DA Dungeon. Come hang out in our Discord server and meet some of the best people on the internet. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
That bag exploded.
I'm sure.
Well, get an eye full of crotch, baby.
The light just shines off it.
Swing. I feel like this may come back to bite me in the ass.
100%. Yeah.
I told you I'd spin it.
How? Yeah, no, it's